doing interviews. You'll find her with celebrities and all the latest news. She's here, she's there, she's everywhere, she's always on the go. So sit back, relax, and get ready. This is the Corey Taylor Talks Show.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Corey Taylor Talks, live from Las Vegas. I am extremely excited about my guest today. We actually met at an Oscars gifting suite, and I am so happy that we met, and her products are truly life-changing. I'm so excited that we have her in studio to talk about it and share with it. I know you guys will love it as much as I do. So we have Mandy, from a lot of different businesses right now. How we met is from Potency 710. So hi, how are you today?
I'm doing great. I had a beautiful drive here from the Mojave Valley. I go between the Mojave Valley and Hollywood. And I had an amazing time at the Oscar event. That was a really good production. We got a lot of press.
Cool. Yeah, it was really an amazing event. Every vendor there was really friendly and nice, and they had great products. The hotel was beautiful. It was just really, really great all around.
It was definitely a very good energy. So I'm sure you noticed that while I was there, I was being painted.
Yes, I do want to talk about that. That was so cool. And he was from a show as well, correct?
Yeah, and Rio has been on the show Skin Wars.
Yes, that's right.
So he's a very talented artist, and it's a funny story because I was at a party with Bone Thugs and Harmony had a party, Crazy Bone had a party right before COVID, and I had saw Rio there painting this girl gold, and I have the gold serum,
right?
You know, you wear it,
right? Which
yes. So I saw him painting her, and I'm like, oh, this is beautiful. You know, that's my jam right there. She's gold. Yeah. But I didn't speak to him or talk to him because he was in his work, you know.
Right.
I left, and a couple years later, my photographer. We always do these creative photo shoots. I'm sure you've also saw some of the fun content that we produce as well. My photographer was like, I want to show you where we're shooting at. And I said, okay, I want it to be kind of about nature, you know? So she found me this beautiful place in LA through Lapeer Space. And it was this wall, this jungle of beautiful plants and all. I was like, I just want to be in that wall. How can I get inside there? And I thought, I'll find somebody to paint me. So I'm like, I'll find somebody. So I put on Instagram, I was looking for a body painter, and this girl that I know tagged 2 people, and I clicked on one, and it was this beautiful girl who does all kinds of movies and things. You probably even know her, who paints a lot for Hollywood. And then I clicked on the other, and it was Rio. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm really big on the stars align for a reason, and I'm really big on connections, and the reason I even took the interview and things is about divine connections I'm really deep in the spiritual world. Yes. So I always play on what's being given to me, and I'm like, oh, there he is. He's back in my life again. Right. This is who's supposed to paint me. So when I reached out to him and had him ask if he would do it, he said I'd love to. And so we met for the first time, and I'm stripping down to no clothes, you know, because I did from the breast up. And I said, I want you to paint me into this wall. And he did it in 45 minutes. But It was like when I got off that elevator and first saw him, it was like I'd known him all my life.
Wow. That's really cool.
And it's really cool, Taylor, because people at the Oscar event, with Tiffany even there working with me at my display, everybody was like, how long have y'all been a team? Because y'all have some magic going on over here, just the flow of the table. Everybody kept complimenting and all the press how the energy was at our table.
Yeah, no, so it was great.
I'm glad you felt that too.
Yes.
I'm glad you did, because I really want to bring something different to these tables, because when you go to these shows in Vegas, you're from Vegas, I'm sure you've been to a million conventions, and you walk and everything starts to just look the same after a while.
Sure does.
So I've really put a lot of effort into creating a culture around my brand. Creating a counterculture around cannabis that hasn't been able to be done because it was illegal and suppressed for so many years.
Right.
So now being able to show the beauty of the plant and being able to put that in my beauty product, it's really cool because it allows people to see how fast it works topically.
Yes.
Because some people may be afraid to try THC in other ways.
Right.
They're a little nervous. But if they see, oh, wow, this really does work for this specific skin problem, which is caused by inflammation, which just treated my problem.
Yeah.
So it's really a good way to show people that the cannabinoids really work.
Absolutely. And so you've been in skincare for years, correct? So how did you actually, that's amazing. But how did you actually start this particular company?
Okay, so I opened my first skincare clinic when I was 20 years old, and I grew amazing.
So she knows what she's talking about, people.
I started then working with plant-based products. I worked with a product out of Paris, France called Yonka. And it was a product that Oprah was using at the time, and Martha Stewart, and it was getting all kinds of press. And I had heard about it through another girl at esthetician school, and I was like, I'm going to go and try this out at the next spa that I go to. I'm going to go to a Yonka spa. So I love the product, and I started working with it. And they use a lot of lavender, rosemary, thyme, geranium, cypress, and it was like it was working on everyone's skin. And I was doing it. I was behind the chair, watching it, witnessing how natural this product was and how much more effective it was than a store-bought product at Walmart or Target. So the plant oils really have a lot of actives in it. So when I moved to LA, I come from a long history of cannabis through my father, who was probably doing things earlier than we were legally supposed to, and spent a lot of time incarcerated for cannabis. So a lot of people say I'm selling redemption at this point because I'm, building a legacy of something my father tried to do and was knocked down for.
Wasn't allowed to, yeah.
Yeah. So with this product, when I moved to LA, and my fiance now said I'm going to go into the cannabis space, I was like, oh no, you can't sell cannabis.
Right.
And he's like, go with me to the courthouse. I promise you it's legal. I'm like, I'm going with you.
Yeah.
I'm going with you to the courthouse. So I went with him to the courthouse, and we got the license, and so I felt good about it, but was still super nervous.
Of course.
Because you grow up in a small town and where it's not legal, and it's still not legal today. They just went medical in the state of Kentucky, where I'm originally from. So when I started reading about the CBD aspect of the THC plant, because these are cannabinoids that people started to discover after. It was all about THC in the beginning. Then they start breaking this down scientifically of the different cannabinoids. And I started reading about CBD, and I'm like, oh wow, this is going to be amazing in skincare, because I already know what other plant oils are doing. This is like the missing motor to the car.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I have to find a formulator to help me get started and at least launch with one product. Because also, Taylor, what was really scary was the CBD world, even though we were legal as of March of 2018, I had launched right before that, we were getting shut down. A lot of my friends that have brands were getting shut down. We're having a hard time finding a merchant, was just struggling. Thank God I was really lucky during all of that. But when I trademarked Potency, because it's a trademark brand, when I did that, I was nervous that, oh wow, what if I get kicked off for the CBD? Are they going to show up at my door? I'm like selling. It felt like you were doing something really wrong,
right?
Because people were making you feel that way.
Yeah. And people didn't really understand anything about it,
and they still don't understand a lot of it. That it's you're not going to fail a drug test if you're putting the CBD on topically. You're not going to get high if you wear my lotion. Your skin will feel good. You'll feel high from happy skin, but you're not.
That's as far as it goes.
Yeah, you're not going to see monkeys jumping out of the woods or anything, but you'll be happy.
Yeah.
So when I started working on the gold serum, I'm like, and I launched it, and it had 100 milligrams of CBD in there, and it's a 1 ounce bottle. I started getting the feedback, and it was like, oh, wow, I'm really onto something here. And I work a lot with green tea, and I have discovered that I think green tea and cannabis love each other. Somehow they're going hand in hand, and the synergies between them are really good for anti-aging. So it's an amazing antioxidant. It's doing so many things beyond beauty.
Yeah.
That's been the most amazing part. So my second product, I was nervous to put CBD in it.
Right.
So I thought it's probably a good idea to launch a cleanser and not put CBD in it. So because everybody was still getting kicked offline a year or two later.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. And so I was like, oh my gosh. So I'll develop a product that doesn't have it in there. So if they kick me off and they take CBD back away from us, which still, there are some states fighting to keep hemp right now.
Yeah.
that, after they've legalized it. So there's a lot of things going on until this is federally locked down across the board.
Yeah.
So my second product I launched, I did not put CBD in it. Also, I thought it was a cleanser. You put it on, you wash it off. It kind of was wasting the plant in some aspect. So the second product, I didn't put that for that very reason, because I was nervous.
Right?
Yeah. I was super nervous, but the cleanser is amazing. And then I knew after I put that cleanser out, my community that I had already nurtured in Kentucky, because when you have a brand, you have to have trust. People have to trust you, and that's the number one key to being successful, is building the trust in your community and being transparent and showing them what the ingredients are and knowing the ingredients, because a lot of people did come out with CBD brands and was throwing it in the 7-Eleven or those type packagings where you can buy CBD products a lot of random places, to be honest. And that's one thing that's really I would like to talk about, is to also let people know that always look for a COA. That's a certificate of analysis. We have to go through very strategic testing more than once when we put a product out on the market, more so than what you would see a L'Oreal product or a Revlon product having to go through, because we are a cannabinoid product. So they're testing for the potency to make sure it's not passing what it says it's able to have going across state lines. So we have to test for that, and we have to test for heavy metals, and just so many things that other skincare brands aren't under the microscope having to do.
I got
So when people ask about safety, it is probably beyond the safety spectrum as the kind of testing that we have to do. I just launched a new product that'll be out. It's a vitamin C hyaluronic acid, which are two ingredients you're very familiar with, I'm sure. So I've decided to give it superpowers and put CBG, which is the Rolls Royce of the cannabinoids. It is doing some amazing things in skincare as well as CBD, but I put both CBD and CBG in with the hyaluronic acid and the vitamin C, and I'll be launching that right before 420. And something that was really interesting that people don't know is, when I decided what packaging I wanted, I had to send my packaging off to test for heavy metals. And even the droppers that go in the bottle, I learned that if they have the ink on the actual dropper to show the measurement, this could cause heavy metals to go into your product because of what the actual product does to the ink. The ink has the heavy metals in it. And
you're making me question my whole life.
Yeah, it gets really, you can get down a really deep rabbit hole with ingredients, and it can get really nerve-wracking sometimes, because you're like, I'm scared to use anything. I'm getting like that with the grocery store. Some of the things I'm looking at when I go in the grocery store, and I'm noticing myself staying around the perimeter and buying less and less, and even questioning what's in our grocery stores. Because food is medicine.
Absolutely.
And I see so many kids go get put on Accutane, which is a very strong prescription that can even cause suicidal tendencies. And then you've got a teenager who already is upset. People are bullying. They're already sad they have this acne. And then you go and give them a pill that's changing the whole dynamic of their body. And it's not necessary in so many cases. And then they're still eating really bad food. So it's kind of like you're just not getting anywhere. You're like on a hamster wheel. Or the mall door. I always say I feel like I'm stuck in the mall door sometimes. But ingredients really matter. So I do think I take a lot of pride in being an esthetician and knowing about ingredients. And even when my son was born, I was like, what diaper is my kid going to wear? And a lot of people don't even understand why that matters. They're like, why do I care what's in the diaper? It's just a diaper. Well, when your child uses the bathroom in that diaper and that diaper becomes wet, those chemicals become activated. So a lot of the diapers will cause a worse diaper rash than, say, another diaper brand. So there are some brands that have 60 less ingredients, Taylor. 60 less ingredients than their competitor brand. Of unnecessary ingredients that can cause asthma. I mean,
goodness.
It gets deep.
Yeah. This is turning into a scary show.
Yeah, it's supposed to be about all things beautiful. But,
no, but it's very important, and I think you really know your stuff, and I think that really proves it. But I gotta say, like, every single person there, we tried the Gold Serum there, and they were giving out like little droplets, like just to see and put it on your skin, and really you see like an instant result. And then I've been using it, and like I said, I've always been very lucky with my face. I've never really had major skin problems. But I have problems. Of course, everyone does. I don't have perfect skin by any means. And I have noticed such a major improvement in such a short amount of time. It's really life-changing. And you were featured in so many magazines and stuff. And I'm really glad that you're getting so much notoriety, because you really deserve it. Everyone at the event was really like so impressed with just putting a little drop on their hand. So.
I know, I love it. And the fact that it absorbs in the skin good. I think a lot of times, I don't know if you've ever put a lotion on and it feels like plastic.
Yes.
It feels like it leaves this film, and it's like,
yes, it's gross.
You'll start paying more attention now. You're now going to start reading labels. It's going to take you a lot longer to get out of the grocery store and to get out of the cosmetic store, because you're going to be like, Mandy, and you're going to be reading that label, looking at everything. But there's a good rule of thumb to, if you can pronounce the majority of those ingredients, then you pretty much know you're going to be getting an ideal product. If you have a hard time pronouncing the majority of those first few ingredients, you might want to relook at that product. But it does matter. Ingredients certainly matter. And I don't know if I'm sure you know this, but the skin is the largest organ our body has. And we have, it works like our heart and our liver, and without it, we can't function. And if you think about it, we're wearing our largest organ on the outside.
Yeah. It is. It's wild. Yeah.
You think you have a heart problem, you're going to run straight to the doctor because you're like, oh, it's my heart. But the skin, people aren't as like freaked out about, but they should be.
Yeah.
Because
that's a really good point. Yeah.
It's huge. It's huge. So it is the largest organ your body has. And we actually have something that I don't know if you're familiar with, because it's such a new system. Even our physicians are just now being educated on something called an endocannabinoid system. And I
do not know anything about that.
Well, it's the ECS is what you'll see an abbreviation for it. Okay. And the endocannabinoid system, even animals have an endocannabinoid system. And this system goes down the middle of our bodies, and it helps to balance the other systems. So it may not be a THC product, it could be a hemp product that you're getting this endocannabinoids from, say your hemp protein powder from Whole Foods or wherever you may want to get it at. But it doesn't have to come from the THC. You can get these other cannabinoids, just like CBD in a tincture form, that are going to help balance that endocannabinoid system, which in return balances your other systems. Yeah. So it's really hard to think back about how long we've been suppressed from this plant.
Yeah.
And you even go back to like the Native Americans, when they took their ritual drug from them that they used to do at all their ceremonies, peyote, I believe. So you go back and you look at where the plant's been, why it was suppressed, and you start going down a whole nother rabbit hole as to what the real agenda is in the world.
Very true.
Yeah, so ingredients matter.
Yeah, and I'm just really excited that it's getting so much more exposure, and you're getting a lot of followers and so. And I love all your photo shoots too. By the way, I did have to say, like the little Alice in Wonderland thing. They're really cool.
So the thing with Alice in Wonderland, I'm like, I don't want to be Alice,
right?
And because my photographer was like, well, who do you want to be? Do you want to be Alice in this? And I said, no, I don't want to be Alice. I want to be Mandy, because I have my own Wonderland. I have my own garden that I feel has a certain amount of intention and soul behind it that I want everybody to see. And I think Alice has been going down the wrong rabbit hole for many years. We've watched the same version of Alice in Wonderland since Disney took it from the French. I think they stole that story from whoever they stole the story from. I don't believe it was even an original Disney story. They took the story and they kept, but it's been the same thing. I'm like, I'm so bored with the same old story. I know it's nice to have a history and have those iconic stories, but I thought I'm going to do a little twist on this.
A little revamping. Yeah.
So the story, and I just got the cover of Elevated Lifestyle Luxury Magazine, which is a beautiful magazine, and they put me on the cover, and it was so special because I always like to take sentimental things, and that's another thing that I think a lot of people don't know about me is I'm very sentimental, and I have a lot of soul and a lot of intention. And that's another reason I feel like my product is actually performing the way it performs, is because of the actual intention that is put in it that people feel when they open a package from me. And so I'll get back, Sarah helps me do all my packaging. I brought my friend Sarah with me today, my team member, and she does all my packaging. And I told her when she first started, I was like, this is a very important job because I need you to pay attention to every little detail, every way it's wrapped, every little sticker that goes on it, because we want people to open this and feel like it's a gift. And that's what the reviews have been coming back, all 5-star reviews. And in 5 years, I've never had a return. So to be,
that's just shows everything.
Amazing. And I'm like, oh,
that's like impossible.
It's impossible because I talk to the girls all the time at the beauty stores like Ulta and Sephora that work there. And of course, I have no desire to go in the big box beauty stores. I love more of the tourist, hotel side of things, more where there's an experience being given. I want my product in the hands of estheticians. So if you're an esthetician out there and you're really looking for a good, clean product, this is the product that is for you, because it does so many things behind the chair, and you get immediate results, especially post laser, post micro needling, anything that causes an immense amount of redness or inflammation. Dermatologists. Also, my gold serum that you're using, another very good thing is I'm backed by the Physicians Cannabis Association, and I'm one of the very first cannabis beauty brands to be backed by physicians. So I have a gold seal on that gold serum now, and they send it off for even more excruciating testing than what we do basically. We had to send 10 bottles, so they needed to test each bottle for consistency to prove that each bottle was what I said had it in it, and it didn't have the heavy metals, and it was safe, and didn't have molds. And so there's so much that goes into a brand that people don't even understand goes into it. But the best part is creating. That's my favorite part. And the whole Alice in Wonderland story, we called it Unlocking Wonderland, and we had a vision that the rabbit had lost Alice because she ended up down the wrong rabbit hole, and she started using FDA approved poison skincare. She started watching mainstream media, and she started doing pharmaceuticals. So the bunny lost her, and I found her. She actually ended up over in my Wonderland, and I was trying to snap her out of where she was at. And the only thing that would wake Alice up out of this horrible trance was my Modern Mist. So we began to spray her with the Modern Mist to wake her up from this trance and to remind her of how important plant medicine was, how important taking care of yourself was, and just living in your moment. So we brought her out of the rabbit hole and reunited her with the rabbit. And so then we take her to the bathroom and start doing self-care on her, and then all of them are excited and start celebrating me, and in the end they're doing self-care on me, and we're all just taking care of each other. And it was amazing.
That's a brilliant idea.
It was amazing. And my photographer goes, Mandy, this is not a photo shoot. This is a short film. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. This is what I want to say. So we have videography coming that's not even done yet.
Good.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that sounds like that could even be like a little commercial promo thing and stuff. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I've created so much content, Taylor, in the last 5 years that my team's like, stop creating. Let's now monetize on everything you have and really let the rest of the world know who you are, because another thing that's been really a big disadvantage is that we've been censored and shadow banned to an extreme where brands like Prima and Papa and Barkley, which are huge brands, started a petition about the censorship because they were all paying for these large mass amounts of ads on Google. They were paying for the ads on Facebook and on Instagram, and they weren't getting seen. And so there was a huge petition going around about the censorship. So it's almost like we've been here, but nobody's really visually saw it. So my team's like, let's go back and do a replay of everything you've done to now bring the more masses to you and show them. So there's a lot of neat things that we're doing now virtually as well in the metaverse, in the AI world, and all that we're playing with. So it's been really exciting.
And I think you should like get on TikTok and stuff too, and start building a following there. And so, that's a really big platform, and it's getting huge now. So
it's starting to scare me a tad.
It is a little scary. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you don't know if you want to put that much effort into it. I'm sure if they ever take it away, like they talk about from us, or turn it off, whatever they do, I wouldn't want to put all that into it and then them say we're done.
Right.
I think it'll take years before that even happens.
I agree.
So I might as well monetize on that opportunity now. And I am working on a filter where you actually can blow the smoke and your face becomes painted like my image into the wall. So we are working on some things and heading that way. I just got on TikTok recently. I probably do more on Instagram, a lot on Facebook, on my private page, because my community in Kentucky. And then I like LinkedIn.
Yeah. No, it's great. Yeah.
They've been very kind to the plant.
There you go.
Yeah, so I like LinkedIn.
Yeah, and I do want to go over all your products one more time, and your product coming out right before 420. I just want to go over everything.
So we're launching the Whitewater Serum. It'll be a vitamin C hyaluronic acid serum with powers of CBG and CBD. You'll notice that not a lot of your bigger brands like Estee Lauder and all your brands that you know in the mall are not playing with the cannabinoids yet, because they have so many people to answer to along that line of, are they going to get into it or not? There's a lot of people that have to dot all their I's, cross their T's, where I'm an indie brand, so I can be very quick and make decisions and bring out a product faster. So I have an advantage.
And good for you.
Yeah, so I have an advantage of being an indie brand. So I have the Whitewater Serum coming out. Potency's known for their super cute gold fanny packs. I've probably gave out 5,000 fanny packs. They've been everywhere from Italy to all over the world. People show me pictures of this fanny pack. I'm working on a new fanny pack right now. I've got super cute new headbands coming out, and I have a full line. I have a cleanser. I have a mist that I call my Come to Jesus, and every time I get stressed out, I go in the bathroom and I spray that mist. We have the gold serum, which we're very popular and known for the gold the most.
Yes.
The gold serum's collected over 250 before and after photos, so I have documentation that I've been collecting, which is very important. You'll die when you see some of these photos. You'll be
can only imagine.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I can take a sunburn down in 24 hours. It's amazing. So if you ever get really burnt out here, put the gold on.
I need that. I'm so pale too, so I burn like that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you'll love it. And my Higher Good is my newest moisturizer. It's a full body moisturizer that incorporates a large amount of CBG in there. And it's basically the cream version of the gold serum, because the gold serum did so well. Everybody said, I want to put this all over my body. Yeah. So I spoke with my formulators, and we created a cream base that shares about 60% of the same ingredients from the gold. So you know it's going to perform. If you've got the gold, you know this lotion's going to perform even better with the amounts of CBG in there. And then we have a sunscreen. This is a mineral sunscreens. They do not have cannabis in there. That is an FDA product that we don't want to touch just yet. That gets a little bit more extensive when you get into that. But hopefully I'll be able to venture more into adding cannabinoids to my SPFs later. But they are mineral, so they are the safer, reef-friendly sunscreens. And we have a shampoo conditioner, and the conditioner is amazing. I get a lot of good feedback with the conditioner. But we have a lot of bath bricks. I mean, we have so many things coming out, but everything is a hybrid. Every product can be used for multiple things. If you get a burn in the kitchen, when you think healing, you want to reach for the gold serum. Okay. You get burned on the stove, you get burned on the grill this summer, reach for the gold serum. A curling iron burn, you know, whatever you think healing, you reach for that. It's sunburn, anything that you think of, you reach for that. But all my products are hybrid products, which is a huge trend moving forward, because people can't afford 20 steps. Nobody's got time for 20 steps. And actually, less is better. Yeah. So that's why I really was hesitant to bring out another serum, because the gold did everything, but the ingredient it didn't have was hyaluronic acid, and I really wanted that to stand out a little different. Instead of just incorporating it in the formula, I wanted to just go ahead and bring out that second serum, give it a little bit more of a different smell for anybody that didn't like the zen smell of the gold, which I love.
I love it too, yeah.
I love the smell of nature. I mean, some people like plastic smells, I don't know, but I love nature. So I try to keep them hybrid products so that moms, I keep moms in mind a lot.
Yes.
They get that one serum pair them on, they're out the door, and they've pretty much covered what they need to.
It gets it all down to business. Yeah. No, I really love your stuff. And where can people buy it and follow you on social media as well?
You got it. Thanks for asking. I am on Instagram. It's Potency NO710. And a little thing you may not know is 710 flipped backwards spells oil, O-I-L.
Oh my goodness.
So, and potency,
I was wondering what it was.
Yeah, and potency means to make an impression. So when I was studying what name to name the brand, I was looking like, what does potency actually mean? I kept hearing about the potency, to make an impression. That's what we're trying to do here.
That is brilliant.
And you'll want to go to Potency710.com. That is my website, and that actually goes to my Instagram, and from there you can find me on my Facebook. We have an amazing blog series. If you need to know more, I have a plant series on all things THC.
Awesome.
And we also have 2 dispensaries in the Needles, California area called 8th Street Patient Care and Bud Pharmacy, so we do play on the other side of the garden.
That's right. No, good. I'm so happy we had you on. Really, your stuff is amazing. I can't wait to try even more. And everyone loves it. Absolutely loves it. And it was really an honor having you on. And I just can't wait to see how much bigger your brand's going to get. And you totally deserve it.
It's going to be exciting. I can't wait for you to interview me a million more times.
Yes,
Taylor.
I'm so excited.
Hopefully from my yacht really soon.
As long as you invite me, that's good.
You're there. You're there. I'll remember you.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mandy. And thank you guys so much for watching. Please, I am telling you, I promise you, you will not regret getting this. It is life-changing. Whether you have really bad skin problems or hardly anything, this is the product for you. I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, never give up, always believe, and you'll achieve. Thank you. God bless.